Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 6, Chapter 1. The Godward March. The Uttarayana Punyakala, or the Makara Shakranti, is a holy occasion to pray to the Lord, as the Vedas instruct you to pray. Asato ma satgamaya, lead me from unreal to real. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, lead me from darkness to light. Mrutyo ma amritam gamaya, lead me from death to immortality. Use this day to address this prayer sincerely to your Ishta Devata, chosen deity, your Aradhya Devata, the form of the Lord you like most. Festivals connected with the moon and the sun are celebrated in our country in order to drive into the minds of men the importance of mind control. Chandra or moon is the deity of the mind and of clarifying the intelligence. Surya or the sun is the deity of the intelligence. When the sun moves northward, that is Godward, the intelligence too must proceed Godward. That is the significance of the Uttarayana. Putting your faith in the machines and machine-made things, faith in power of the controlled mind, and the potentialities of the clarified and purified intelligence has declined. Yantra, machine, has eclipsed the mantra, sacred formula, but this is a passing phase. Mantra alone can guarantee shanti or peace. A king became insane. He imagined he was a beggar, that he was ill, that he had become decrepit. And he wept. Now how is he to realize that he is a king? You have to restore his reason. That is the only way. So too, the immortal, blissful, invincible imagines himself to be the limited, the little. He blames himself and calls himself a sinner, born in sin and reveling in sin, praying on his knees to be saved. Of course, if he knows he is divine, he will never stoop to sin or vice or weakness. Transmute every act into sacred worship. The tree of life is a tree of delusion, with all its branches and leaves and flowers of Maya. You can realize it as such when you do all acts as dedicated offerings for God. See Him as the sap through every cell, as the sun warming and building every part. See Him in all, worship Him through all, for He is in all. Engage in activity, but fill the activity with devotion. It is the devotion that sanctifies. A piece of paper is almost trash, but if a certificate is written on it, you value it and treasure it. It becomes a passport for promotion in life. It is the bhava, thought behind, that matters, not the bhaya, outward pomp. The feeling, not the activity that is performed. At Tirupati or at Bhadrachalam, you find only a stone shaped as an idol. As stone, it is of little value, but when feeling permeates it, when devotion transmutes it, the stone becomes the supremest treasure of the human mind. Man does not know this secret of transmuting every act of his into sacred worship, and so he suffers from disappointment and grief. There is a lot of wasteful discussion as to the superiority of one marga or path over the other, especially between the partisans of karma, bhakti and jnana margas. But these paths, work, worship and wisdom, are supplementary, not contradictory. Work is like the feet, worship the hands, and wisdom the head. The three must cooperate and complete life. Worship or upasana or bhakti marga is the name given to the path of sharanagati or surrender to the Lord's will, the merging of the individual's will in the will of the universal. Lakshmana is the classic example of this spirit of surrender that saves. Once, during his exile in the forest, Rama asked Lakshmana to put up a leaf hut on a site of his choice. Lakshmana was shocked. He was struck down with grief. He pleaded with Rama, "Why do you ask me to select the site? Have I any individuality left? Can I choose? Will I select? Don't you know that I have no will of my own? You decide and I obey. You command. I carry out the order." That is real Sharanagati, real Bhakti. This can be acquired by constant practice of detachment. Make every act God-worthy to win His grace. The Lord is so full of grace that He will willingly guide and guard all who surrender to Him. When the battle with Ravana was over, one glance from his merciful eye was enough to retrieve the Vanara hordes which had fallen on the ground and to heal the wounds they had earned during the fight. There were some Rakshasas who had penetrated into the camp in Vanara disguise. When they were brought before Rama for summary punishment, Rama smiled and pardoned them, for they had assumed the monkey form so dear to him. He sent them away unharmed to the enemy's camp. That was the measure of his mercy. To win that grace, you must become permeated with dharma so that every act is God-worthy. With the sharp chisel of intellect, buddhi, shape the mind, manas, into a perfect image of Dharmamurti, the embodiment of Dharma. Then the rough-hewn idol of humanity that you now are will shine with the splendor of divinity itself. That is the task to which you should dedicate yourself today. Uttarayana Day, January 11th, 1966. The tongue must be sanctified by the repetition of the Lord's name. It has also to use sweet expressions which will spread contentment and joy. Be very careful about your speech. Man's biggest weapon of offense is his tongue. The wounds that his tongue inflicts can scarce be healed. They fester in the heart for long. They are capable of more damage than even an atom bomb. Sri Sathya Sai Baba.